Well, hey guys, and welcome again to Into the Night. Today I'm just doing a quick review video. I don't know how long it's going to end up, but anyway, I just want to do a bit of a comparison. These are the two Nocpix devices that I've been using for a few months now. They're great little units, and also I'm going to be comparing them to these are the Infiray finders, the FH35R and the FH50R, the version 2s, and so I just want to sort of give them a side-by-side comparison with the Nocpix devices. This is the Vista, the Nocpix Vista H50R with the built-in laser rangefinder in the front lens there, and this is the Lumi H35. So they're all 640 devices, and this one and the finders have the rangefinders built in, and this one doesn't. So anyway, I just want to give you all the side-by-side comparison and give you a bit of footage, and you can make up your own minds as which one's the best. So anyway, I'll see you at the table. Okay, so I'll just give you all a quick run by of what actually comes in the box of each of these Nocpix ones, because I haven't done any unboxing of these. So you get in your box, this is a nice little pouch. First of all, as it comes in, you can either run it off over your shoulder on a strap, or you can actually, it's got this molly webbing on the back here, you can actually attach it to a vest or a belt, or however you want to attach it. And it's got just a magnetic shut thing like a bino harness. It is a very nice, neat, snug fit in there, which I can't really put in there because I've got a pick rail, because I've had it mounted up on the Spiderbot Scorpion from Regular Hunting Gear, so it doesn't fit in the pouch with that rail on the bottom there. But anyway, it comes with a cleaning cloth. You get two 18650 batteries. It just runs on one, so you get a spare one. You get this nice strap for the actual device itself, so neck strap, or you can disconnect it and just have it as a wrist strap. You got a fairly nice user manual. It's fairly easy to understand. Shows you all the information how to work the menu systems and everything, and the QR codes for downloading the app. There's the strap for the case, and we've also got a battery charger with a cable for that. So yeah, that's what comes in, obviously. And here's the device itself, the Nocpix Lumi H35. So the buttons on the top, I do find are a little bit, they're a bit stiff. You got to really make sure you push them hard to make them to operate, but sort of once you get used to it, they are very usable. And one thing I quite like is there's a little magnet in the cap here, so you can either side, it can just magnetically attach to stop the cap just swinging and flapping around. So it just sits on the side there out the way, which is quite a nice feature. So the battery compartment on this thing here, just pull that down, and it just takes one 18650 battery. Now, it doesn't matter which way you put the battery in, has reverse polarity, it's all protected, so doesn't matter which way you put the battery, it's still going to work the same. And so it seals up there quite nicely. You just push that clip shut, and you got the USB-C on the side there for charging it, or for getting your data off the device onto the computer. You can upload it via the app. Now over here we've got the Vista. It comes in your box. Quite a nice case there, and it actually, you can attach it via a 3-point sort of a harness, so it stops it flapping around on your body while you're walking. And there's the strap for that. We've got a microfiber cloth for lens cleaning. There's your USB cable for charging your batteries. It does come with two batteries. This one here is a spare battery and you can just recharge it via USB-C port. And these are actually very good batteries. And also you get another nice user manual. Here's the device itself. Now this one here, I really like the buttons on this. They're quite a soft press button. They're silent. There's no no noise when you press it. You get the good focus, nice focus ring up the front there, which is really nice. It's not too stiff, but it's not too loose either. And your ocular adjustment on the back there, or for your change your focus on your screen. Now both these units have got the R Plus or the Vision Plus system in there, so the AI enhanced image. So they've both got 640 by 512 sensors, and they've got the enhanced AI enhanced image, so they really makes the image stand out good. They have a very nice picture in them. So I really like that about them. But this one here is the same as on the Ace scope. It's got the built-in laser rangefinder on the front there, which is quite a nice little unit. Very nice to use as well. And also this one comes with a really nice shoulder strap. It's not just a straight strap, it's sort of shaped to sort of fit over your neck and over your shoulders. So it's actually really nice very nice comfortable strap. And it's held in two places here on the device, so it actually stops it from swinging around. So when you go to pick it up, it's sort of in the right place and not upside down or twisted up and driving you mad. And to change the battery, there's just a little door on the side here, and the battery just pulls straight out, and you can just drop the other replacement one in and go straight in, and it closes. The battery life in this is really good. I've never actually flattened a battery on a night out yet, and I've had some fairly long nights out. And obviously when I'm not using it, I just hit the power button once to just turns the screen off and blacks it out. So then it's saving power as well. So you probably get at least 8 hours of use or more out of a battery. I just forget what the specs say, but it's been terrific. Like, I haven't even really needed a spare battery. This one here does chew the batteries a little bit quicker, but that's one thing I found with these two, the Infiray Finder units. The batteries sort of didn't last real long in them, and I had to have a few spares in my pocket to last the night out. So they've certainly improved the battery life in these units, and that's one thing I really like about them. So anyway, I'll just clear the table off, and we'll go through a few more of the things that I like and things that I don't like, and just show you a bit of footage side by side and just sort of compare what they look like. Now I'm just going to go through and talk about the different, like the sizes, the usability of them. Now these two finders, they're both from Infiray, and they're both identical to use, identical form factor, except this one here has a 50mm objective lens and that one there has a 35. So they've both got the same rangefinder in them and exactly the same bodies, so the functionality is exactly the same. So this one here has got a slightly narrower field of view than the 35, and this one here is the 35 as well, and it's probably very comparable in the picture to this one, while in the field of view and everything, except this one here has the AI enhanced image, so it actually looks as probably a better picture than that one is in clear, and it's a very nice little picture to use. And I really like how handheld, it just fits really nicely in your hand, and it's very comfortable. The worst thing about it, I find, is the buttons are a little bit stiffer than what I'm used to with these. They're actually probably a little bit stiffer than what the finders are as well. These ones here, they sort of sit, they're a bit more awkward to hold because they're sort of a longer, flatter. It's easier to hold them that way in your hand, but you don't get the picture properly. So I have used these a lot of hours on these ones, and not quite so much on this because I haven't had it as long, but it is a very nice little unit to use. Now this one here, this is the Vista H50R. I really like this unit. It's my go-to because it's really nice and comfortable to hold in your hand. It just sort of, your hand just wraps around, it fits really nice, the fingers are just go onto the buttons perfectly. So the button positions on actually both these units are really, really nice to use. There's only the 4 buttons, and that's all you really need. Just a quick press of the power button, or long press to turn it on, and then a quick press once it's on, it just shuts the screen off. But unless you're in the menu, then you just press the power button, and it just escapes out of the menu that you're in. I'll just take the strap off for a second, just to get it out of the way. But very nice little monocular to use. The biggest issue I find with the H50R is it's got a 4 times base magnification, so it is quite a zoomed in picture, but for out here and most of the work that I'm doing out here, it's in big open paddocks that you can sort of see a long way, and so it's actually very handy when you sort of stop. But it's only when you get in close up onto a mob of pigs or something, that's where these ones here, well, especially these two, really shine, because they've got a lot wider field of view and a very low base magnification, and you can sort of see them a lot better. But another thing with this is a really nice round screen that you can see in the footage. It shows up nice and round, and it's just almost like going to the cinema. It's a big screen in the front. I forget the size. I think it's a 1.3 inch screen or something like that. So the screen is probably fairly close to your eye, which helps as well, because it's just almost like you're going to the cinema. It's a really big picture. I've had a look through some other units before, and different brands as well. Actually, these ones here, all these 3, they're a lot smaller screens, and it almost looks like you're a lot further away from the screen too. So this one here, the Vista, it certainly gives you a good experience to actually use it. The cap is a nice silent cap as well. You can open it up and it actually clips back, and it's spring loaded as well, so it just holds it out of the way the whole time. So what else can I tell you about it? The rangefinder works really good. The hardest part about using the rangefinder in a handheld is actually getting your hand steady enough to be able to range distances, but it's the same with any handheld devices. Oh, that's another feature that these both have. You can turn on like digital image stabilization in them. So if your hands are sort of moving and shaking about, or if you're driving around and it's bumps, you can turn it on. It actually zooms in on the picture a bit more, which you lose a little bit of the clarity, but it stabilizes the image a fair bit. It's obviously not as stable as on a proper gimbal, but it is a lot better than just being a straight handheld unit. Actually, the one thing is these, I think they both have 60 Hz refresh rate in them, so when you're panning around quickly to scan around, there's no stuttering like when you move your hand across when you're filming in, say, 30 frames a second. You can see all this stuttering. But whereas most of them now have got 50, these are all the 50 Hz, whereas these new ones are gone to 60. So that's a very, very nice upgrade. It makes the panning around a lot smoother. So other than that, I can't really say what else. I'll just just check out this bit of footage, a little side-by-side comparisons of the 4 different units, and you can make up your own mind which you think is the best one to use. Okay, this is using the Nocpix Vista H50R, and there's 2 rabbits here at 23 meters. Now, this isn't the audio from the device. It has got very good audio, but when I did all the recording and comparisons of all the different thermals, I forgot to turn the microphone on the device, so none of the recordings from the Vista got any audio recorded, but it does have very good audio. Okay, so this is using the view through the Nocpix Vista, and I've got the image stabilization on, so it is zoomed in a little bit more, but got 3 pigs down there. Okay, so this is using the Nocpix Lumi H35, and there's two rabbits sitting at about 23 metres on the side of the road here. So this is using the audio recording from the device itself, and you can see the picture and the audio quality. Okay, so this is using the Infiray Finder FH50R. Two rabbits here at 23 metres. So this is using the audio from the device itself. One's running down the road now. Okay, this is using the Infiray Finder FH35R. There's a rabbit here at about 23 metres, the side of the road. There's another one down here before, he just ran away. This is the picture quality and the field of view you can get, and also the audio quality from the device itself. Okay, here in this footage we've got them all on the same screen, so you can see a bit of a look at how they all compare. We've got the Lomi up in the top, the Vista in the top right, the FH35R in the bottom left, and FH50R in the bottom right. Okay, for this comparison, I'm just looking at a 4 barbed wire fence at about 100 metres, and this is using the Nocpix Vista H50R. Now the spacings between the posts is 5 metres, so you can see here that fence at 100 metres, I've just got the post lined up, one post right in the left hand side of the screen, and I think there's about almost 10 metres of field of view. Not quite, it's probably only about 8 metres I suppose, between a field of view out at 100 metres. So the rest of them will be the same. So now there's the square screen, it's a bit easy to line up the edges. So we'll go to line up the post right on the edge of the left hand side, and it's actually about the same field of view, I think, which isn't, I didn't realise it was quite that zoomed in. Okay, now this is using the Finder FH35R version 2, same fence at the same distance, line up that post there, so we've got probably about, say not quite 15 metres of field of view, probably about, I'd say about 13 roughly, maybe 12.5 metres, something like that at 100 metres. Okay, so this is using the Nocpix Lomi H35. I'm just looking at the same fence, so I reckon it's lining up that post on the left hand side. I reckon it's very similar. I think it's actually ever so slightly wider field of view than what the Finder FH35 is, but it's very comparable. They're very similar. I'm having a lean off the top of my ute here, just to get the picture right. Now I did make sure that all the thermals are set to their contrast and brightness. The brightness is set to 7 on the Nocpix ones, and sort of just over the halfway, just a bit brighter than halfway on the Infiray ones, and the contrast is all set to the mid range, which is about right for these conditions. It is currently, I'd say, about close to 20 degrees out here, maybe 22 degrees at the moment, And you can see others cows and calves lying down out there at about 400 metres, 425, 429 metres I think I arranged them at. The ones in the centre screen are the bigger mob of them. Okay, now the Vista and the Lumi, the Nocpix devices have built-in electronic image stabilization. So now this is a Vista, I've just turned it on now. You can see just holding freehand. It slightly zooms in a bit, you lose a little bit of image resolution, but as you can see it's a lot more stable to hold. And now this is using the Lumi, do the same. See how it zooms in just a little bit, but it's a lot smoother for panning around and holding it still. You can see probably a lot more detail because the picture's not jumping around everywhere. So that's only on the Nocpix devices. Okay, I know they're fairly close, but you can just see all the detail and the hair and just in the individual hairs. Like I said, they're different users for different scenarios. Like I say, this one here I like to use that one if I'm going up doing close work, and this one here if I'm scanning sort of big areas, and especially on foot where I'm not driving around. They are really it's really hard to hold it still because of the high base magnification. The battery life in this thing is phenomenal, and same with this little one here. I haven't had any issues with the battery life with that. Yes, that one there is not quite as long as that one, but it is still a really good, and it just takes 18650 batteries, so it's just really quick and easy to even feel in the dark, get the battery out, put it back in and change it. Whereas the finders with these special batteries, you'll find it's really hard to do them in the dark because you sort of couldn't put them in one way, they get tight. You had to line up that orange line with that little orange arrow on there and get them in and push them in and turn them and they lock in place. So they are good batteries when you got them, but they're just not as user friendly to change in the dark. Whereas this one here, you can just feel what you're doing. You got a battery in your pocket, you get another battery out, and as soon as you feel the hole in it to put it in, doesn't matter which way you got it round, it still just works. And the Wi-Fi image is actually really nice in this. I haven't really noticed very little, if any, image like quality loss over Wi-Fi with these. The image is outstanding, and it's still only a 2.4 gigahertz transmission. So some of the other units are going to 5 gigahertz, which is a lot more stable connection, but so hopefully you'll see that in these yet too. But that was the biggest downfall with the finders. Wi-Fi transmission to video transmission syncing with Wi-Fi, the image quality loss that you get through them is sort of made it very hard to use them for remote mounting via that. But the beauty of these ones, they did have a HDMI output, so if you wanted to run them on a handpiece and you weren't going to be turning it round and round in circles, twisting the wires up, you could actually run it hardwired, and then you get the same quality image on your screen as what you get in the screen in the unit itself. So as there's just a few plus sides, but these ones here, there's very little lag with them, and also the very good image quality. So I've been using this one here remote mounted on the Spiderbot Scorpion, and it's been working really good because it's really nice and compact, doesn't take up a lot of weight, and runs really well on the Scorpion. And also I found the Wi-Fi signal didn't seem to drop out like it did with these ones here when I had it mounted up on top of the ute. This one here, I haven't actually remote mounted it. Has got the 1/4-20 hole there to be able to remote mount it, but I just find because it's got a higher magnification, it's not going to be as good scanning around in a paddock on a remote mounted system, because you'll need a bit wider field of view is best. So anyway, to wrap up, I can't really say that any of these are better than others. I think they've all got their good sides and their not so good sides, but I can't really fault these little units too much, especially these new ones. The image quality is just outstanding, and these ones here are still very, very good units, even though they're a couple of years old now, but they're very common. You can go and check out probably any of your dealers should have these on your shelves, and these ones here, the Nocpix ones, if they're not already on the shelf, they should be coming very, very shortly. I do highly recommend you go and actually have a look at a thermal before you purchase it, because it's really good to actually go and see it in person, have a feel of it, and have a look through it. Even if it is just in the shop, it's always better if you can have the opportunity to go to a thermal demo night or something and see it in action out in the paddock where it's a bit cooler and you can see some animals around, just to see really how they perform. But for me personally, these two have been my go-to units since I got them. They are very nice to use. This one very compact with a really nice wider field of view, so it's my go-to when I am doing shorter, like closer work, especially in mobs of pigs up close when I'm getting up to within 50 metres. That one is really good. The H35 in the Lomi, whereas the H50R in the Vista has been my main unit for the last couple of months now, since I actually got it. It's a really nice little unit, very comfortable to use, and with that image stabilization in them, they make it really good. So anyway, I'll leave some links below to the Nocpix and the website. Go and check them out in your local dealer. And also, if you'd like to support my channel and what I do, head to my affiliate links below to Bristle Up. Jesse does a terrific job over there of selling thermals. Go and give him a call. He's really good bloke to talk to, and he knows there's a wealth of information on thermal gear, and especially for remote mounting and which ones work really good. And he's not just going to try and sell you something to get it off the shelf. He wants to actually make sure that you get the right device that's going to help you, and for right device for your needs. So that's something that's really important. A lot of people say, what's the best thermal for me? And say, well, it's a big rabbit hole to go down, because everyone's got different uses, and you just sort of have to talk to someone, tell them what your use is, what you're mainly going to be using it for, and they can help you decide which is the best unit for you. It may not even be this brand, it may be a different brand, but whatever suits you best, that's what you need to buy. So anyway, I'll leave the video at that. Go and check them out. Go and check out my affiliate links as well to Bristle Up. I'll leave the website and the phone number up here. And yeah, or if you want to go and support your local dealer, I recommend you do that as well. And go and check them out. And I'll catch you on the next video.